Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat. We have a very special episode. We got Benjy, Smith, and Taylor offer here. We are talking all kinds of things.
AKA Socrates.
Socrates.
Young Socrates in the house.
Young Socrates. Taylor is giving all kinds of wisdom to the youth. So,
He's had an evolution. He's had an evolution.
If you're on your phone right now, your life is being ruined.
Wow.
I clocked in 9 hours and 52 minutes daily last week, according to my weekly time. Is that a lot?
That's like more than half of your waking hours. If you sleep 8 hours a day.
You don't know how much I sleep.
If you sleep 10 hours a day, it's a lot of time.
All right, we're talking some stuff about feet clothing. We're talking about why he's opening all these stores. Benjy's telling us if you got fired, he's going to basically make you rich. And we're talking Elon Musk. We're talking Yeezy, Gap, Balenciaga. And of course, all these new Instagram updates. Got to see what they're up to. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, everyone. We're back for another episode of Group Chat. We're a heavy minority show, so I wanted to overrepresent white males today on today's episode. So we have Benjy Smith, who is with us, I think a month or 2 months ago, maybe, when the guys were out. So thanks for coming back.
Of course. Always pick up the call.
We got old-time guest, Taylor Offer, back here.
Old-time fan favorite.
Old-time fan favorite. Very polarizing figure.
Old-time
We actually
fan.
met. I don't know if that's the first day that you met D2, but I met you at the first Group Chat meetup 2018.
I think that was actually one of the first times I met D too, because I was like stalking him for a while, and we started having these meetups. And
maybe you came to my office before that.
I came once, and then I went to that meetup, and you're like, "Whoa, you're here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I came to the meetup." Of course.
So the guys are out, so wanted to make sure we had an interesting conversation on a Sunday night. So we have packed house here. Now I wanted to kick it off because Taylor just told me he's had 1 drink or 2 drinks in the last year.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 29.
29, and you're being facetious, or you've actually only had 2 drinks?
I mean, my girlfriend's here. She'll. How many drinks, Sarah, do you think I've had in the past year?
20.
20.
Okay. So we 10x.
But
How
many? 20s. First of all, 20s not that much for 365 days.
I mean, I had 20 last week.
Second of all, how many times have I been drunk in the past year?
Drunk, huh? 4 times.
Maybe 3 or 4. Maybe less.
Okay, so you are being a bit facetious, but so basically you've severely reduced your drinking.
Yes.
Why? It's because you have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay.
She actually wants me to drink a lot more. If I wasn't with her, I wouldn't have 1 drink. She forces me to drink often.
So the 20 drinks you sacrificed for your girlfriend.
100%. Alcohol's poison.
I mean, we know that, but a lot of things are.
I know, but I like waking up in the morning. I like being fresh. I think I know a lot of people who have shifted away from drinking.
What's interesting is I have to drink, I guess, like at least 4 drinks, 4 to 5 to have woke up hungover. If I have 2 drinks, I'm not.
So if I get 2, I'm hungover. If I get 2, I get drunk off that, and I'm hungover.
Gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
probably
too.
because you don't drink anymore.
Gone.
Yeah, which is
I
great.
take a sip, I'm gone.
Yeah, 1
Wow.
drink, I'm feeling tipsy, and then 2, like I get tired and I want to go home.
I
I've
need
had
2
two-
to 3 to go to sleep.
We call that an alcoholic.
Yes.
I've had.
I mean, it's
very
called
few-
old age.
It's true. It's really brutal on the body. But you do it. You drink nonstop and you function. It's kind of like.
I mean, I do. Look, I have my 2 drinks at night. I don't really go out at night. So that's not, I mean, I'm home. Even when I go out to dinner, I'm out to dinner 4 nights a week, but I'm home by 9:30.
But you're making like mixed drinks at home? Like
No, never mixed drinks.
What do you drink? Wine?
2 Lo Siento Reposado rocks, and I go to sleep. That's it.
Like on a Tuesday night at home? Wow.
Your whole
That-
schedule is like.
That's basically like a lot of people I know do that.
Over 30.
Yeah. Over 40. I mean,
younger kids, I feel like you just like smoke weed or take an edible and chill. And that's younger vibe.
Once you have kids, good luck getting high as shit and just try to take care of your kids.
What about being, I mean, why is being drunk easier than being high?
It's a lot easier for me to be drunk with my kids. Like having a drink or two and be around my kids, pretty easy. We're dancing, we're having a good time.
That's fair enough.
If I'm high, I'm like,
being high is so fun with kids. You're like, and they're like little aliens that you're just walking around.
I don't know. I think that's a tough one. But the real reason I wanted you on is, you know, one of the interesting things when I first met you, you'd come into my office and you'd tell me everything I'm doing wrong. You'd be like, why is your staff so big? Why are you focused on, you know, all these other things? And full circle, you're doing that, and I'm going the other way. So, look, I think the thing that you realized, and you know, everyone realizes at some point, hopefully, is one, you need an incredible team to actually execute a brand at scale, and something that, like, I think I've been transparent about. I thought 5 years ago Facebook ads stopped working, and I think you guys milked it as far as you thought you could. I mean, when you say Facebook stopped working for you?
It's funny because for us, all we knew was Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So anyone that started a business after 2015, it's just like Facebook ads it's like an investor who had started investing after 2015. It's always up and to the right. Yeah. It was always good. Yeah. So that's all we knew. And I remember you'd be like, it's a growth hack. And I was like, Dee, you're such a boomer. Yeah. Like, this is the new wave. Get hip with it.
Like, why do you have an office? You're a boomer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it just felt so stuffy in there. I couldn't breathe. But yeah, I mean, we always thought Facebook would be the main driver of the business. And like, I would just laugh at you. I'm like, digital will always be here to stay.
Yeah.
I want to say about a year ago, it started declining.
Yeah.
And then,
but you're still spending though?
Still spending. And we
100% of your spend, you were still spending a year ago?
Pretty much. But then we had great margins. We got really lean with our team. So it still worked.
Yeah.
But now I don't know if it's working for anyone. Like nobody is able to.
Works for lawyers.
Actually?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
At what kind of scale?
Well,
like Facebook and Google work for lawyers.
You know why? Because it's like your AOV could be $7 figures.
That is true. That is true. I mean, that is true. So I could spend $5,000 in a month on Google local service ads, and if I get one lead that settles a case for, you know, $100,000, it's $40,000. $40,000 of fees. So
wow.
It's an 8x return on ad spend. That's pretty nice.
That's on one case.
So you should spend more money.
I should.
Should spend a lot more money.
I should be spending a lot more money. I need to learn.
You should spend like the guy on the billboards in LA. The guy with the glasses?
I don't know if that guy is actually making money. I think it's like that. I don't know what that is. That is like, he calls himself the mayor of litigation. Like, to anybody who's anything close to a real lawyer, when you see that, it's the craziest.
But I think it's working. If you named a lawyer in LA, you'd be like the guy on the billboard.
No, you said the Persian guy at the Laker billboard.
Yeah. By the way, I had Jacob. I had him on my podcast.
Yeah,
but
call Jacob.
I'm not the guy who hates on the billboards. I'm all for it. That one is so bizarre to me because I don't. Do you know what his name is?
Like Perennia Law.
Yeah, Perennia Law.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Uncle Artie. I know Uncle Artie and Perennia Law.
The only lawyers I know are Johnny Cochran and Perennia Law.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe he's probably crushing it.
I think he's absolutely crushing it. I wouldn't be surprised if he made $25 million last year.
Has to be spending like $5 million a month because everywhere, every bus, every billboard, everything.
Maybe he's making $100 million.
He could be.
I've came across so many trial attorneys that are so rich. You nail one of those class action lawsuits, like a Firestone where the tire burns out and some shit happens. Like, those people have made billions.
There's also a lot of lawyers that crazy enough struggle. Like, you can't believe it. You're like, oh my God, these guys are brilliant. They went to law school. And they can't put it together. I mean,
if you're at a big law firm, you're collecting a
big law firm. But like, if you have your own firm, there's a lot of guys that struggle. A lot of people that struggle. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, gotta get a billboard.
Yeah,
yeah.
So anyway, you know, Taylor, you saw the shift, you saw a decline. What did you guys do?
Opened a store.
Okay, and what made you think that was the right move?
It's just, I mean, you get to a certain point where you don't want to be pigeonholed as an e-commerce company. There's so many e-commerce companies. You want to become a clothing brand. There's such a difference between a clothing brand and an e-commerce company. And there's such a connotation with the e-commerce company. So having an in-store experience, you could cultivate this community.
Yeah.
You could have people actually touch and feel the brand in person. Our whole thing is all about fabrics. When we talk about our fabrics, it's hard to tell someone how soft a fabric is online.
Yeah.
You have to get in, touch and feel it. We got a big place, 2,300 square feet. So we'll have a yoga room. We're going to do yoga nightly, events, pop-ups, making custom stuff. We just needed a hub for all of that energy.
And why did you think Santa Monica was the right location?
We knew we had to be on the west side. That's our
Okay.
brand. Our brand is very beachy, California-y. It's not influencer-y, West Hollywood.
Why not like La Jolla?
It's far. We still wanted a hub where all of our influencers and people we know
Got
are
it.
around here. And then it's either, if you're on the west side, you're either on Abbot Kinney and it was $15 a square foot,
Yeah.
or Main Street, which is kind of up and coming and a third of the price. So chose Main Street to get more space.
Is it fair to ask how much does it cost to run this store before inventory?
Yes.
Insurance, everything, all in.
Rent and everything is about 15 grand. Depending how many employees you have staff it with hourly.
Was
Most-
it one full-time person?
One full-time and then 2 or 3 flex. There's a whole lot of scheduling issues you run into with just
Yeah.
break times and different things. So
How much you pay for the flex employee? Forget
the flex is making about 20 an hour.
fuck.
Yeah. And you can't get anyone less. And then what I learned is we wanted to get our store manager and we're hiring people and it's expensive.
Yeah.
I used to think like people work for like $12 an hour. It's insane.
But then you have okay, so then you have your cost of goods. How the hell do you make money on that? It seems so hard.
It's not, I mean, we were break even in the first month, which is a really massive win for us. It's not as bad. If we get to $40,000 to $50,000 a month in revenue, that's roughly our break even point in revenue. So if you look at that, that's a couple grand a day, but you'll have massive on a weekend.
Saturdays you'll crush it.
Saturdays
Yeah.
you'll do $5 grand, and then Monday you'll do like $100, and you'll be like, "Why was the store open for 8
Yeah,
hours?"
so you know, when we used to operate stores, we were in a mall, 3 malls, and we had to go by the mall hours, otherwise we would get fined. And at one point, I think we realized it was cheaper to get fined
Than to
than
be
to
open.
actually keep it open.
Yeah.
Because what we noticed was we saw uptick on Thursday evenings for people shopping for the weekend. Friday afternoons for like 3 hours was incredible. Saturday, Sunday crushed. The rest of the week dead. Like we might literally do $100, $200. And we were in Century City Mall,
Yep.
Fox Hills, Culver City, Santa Anita. Like these are like heavily trafficked malls. And we would sit there and just struggle.
You had William Lifestyle.
Yeah,
as a
he would be
salesperson.
throwing, you know, I mean, and he knew everybody at every mall within 30 miles. And the place
Yeah.
still, you know, if he didn't hustle to get people in, like we wouldn't have broken even or made money in those stores. So like when you think about marketing, like I don't believe in foot traffic personally. Like I think it works to an extent. My friend always used to say, food tastes better in crowded restaurants, and a crowded store just attracts other folks.
Yep.
So like when you think about, obviously Main Street's a busy street, but you know, it's LA, like, and everyone thinks they know everything already before they've walked into any location. So are you guys using your guys' personal network to really drive people daily, or?
Yeah, I mean, so we do get a lot of good foot traffic on Main
Yeah.
Street. We're right next to Jameson's bar. So like the bar, and they still have the outdoor seating and just staring at our
Okay,
store.
okay.
So that's great.
That's good.
I TikToked the whole journey leading up and got like a
Yeah.
shit ton of views on that. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are coming in and saying, "I saw your TikToks. Oh my God." Because
Yeah.
TikTok is really good about like just geo-targeting Los Angeles. And then we have a lot of customers who come in who just know the brand, but it's a lot of net new customers.
Yeah. Tourists.
A lot of tourists just walking by, a lot of people international. And then
You just need to say Santa Monica, California.
exactly. And that's what, so I got a bunch of like printing machines and different things.
Yeah.
Like I made the shirt I'm wearing today,
Yeah.
like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, making super custom stuff. And then Robbie Snyder's mom comes in like every other day and spends a bunch of money. She's our biggest customer.
She's amazing. She's a big supporter of ours too.
Yeah, the best supporter. Thank you, Lynn.
That's interesting. So let's say the store, I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. The store doesn't work. What do you do?
It's hard to imagine it not working because it's a event
Well, I guess
space.
what
and
does not work for you? If you break even, you're
break even's a
happy.
win, massive win.
Yeah.
The store doesn't work for us if we're losing a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
That being said, if we start trending in that direction, I'm going to have more events and more things.
Yeah.
And just
break even because for the audience, for marketing purposes, just as like what the same reason why people have places in Times Square.
Well, brand lift of your store is massive. It's like having a billboard.
Yeah.
Second of all, repeat customers. So if you break even on the first year, that means, let's just say you get 1,000 customers that year.
Yeah.
And 10% of them repeat. That's 100 new customers you've already won for free. So if you could break even, it's a win. Even if you lose a little, it's still a win. And if we start losing a lot, I don't know. I'll probably call Dee and be like, what kind of ghost stuff you got over there? Can you put it in the store? Get some people in.
What about, let's say you do double than you expected. Do you roll out 20 stores?
I don't think 20. It's interesting to look in our space, especially in fashion. Everyone's opening stores. Like Viori's opening 200 stores next year.
So is Viori would you say that's your closest comp?
I'd say where Viori meets Aviator Nation. So it's a little of the laid back casual stuff with a lot of the high quality stuff. But Viori and Aviator Nation are two great examples. Viori raised, $450 million and they're opening 200 stores, which is very a stamp and repeat. And when you open stores of that scale, it's hard to make them special. Aviator Nation, what they did is every store was so special. They opened one store a year for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard,
but they've grinded it out
for sure, which is cool. But their founder would go to the location, she'd hand paint the murals and build energy. And to me, I'd rather build like stores with energy and a vibe versus just stamp and repeat and have soulless stores.
So then are you comfortable with a slow and steady growth? Because that's not the Taylor I know.
On the storefront, you can't force it.
Yeah.
Because it turns into liabilities. And you look at the big publicly traded, I think you talk about Gap or some of these companies that trade at less than revenue.
Yeah.
Because they have so much liability in the stores.
Yeah.
It's such a liability.
Yeah.
Stores grow slow. E-coms grow as fast as fucking possible.
Yeah. So do you, how if let's say you have an investor comes to you and goes, I need you to grow 100% this year. Is that even possible?
So other companies are growing and it is possible, but just at what type of
category matters though, right? Like your category, apparel, athleisure, that was a very popular 2020-21 category and it'll always be very popular, but it's cyclical, right? Like you guys are a cool brand, so you'll be fine. There's a lot of other brands that just took advantage of the moment and they're going to have to like figure it out. So like, do you guys expand categories? I don't know. Like, how do you think about it?
First of all, athleisure we are so far ahead of the curve. Yeah. And it's so hard to remember how ahead of the curve we are. So like athleisure to like, somebody in Kansas City is like, whoa, this is so cool. You can wear this all the time. Yeah. It goes across the country a lot slower. Yeah. So I still think we're super early on athleisure and a lot of growth there.
That's fair.
We're also doing a lot of stuff of like wearing back to the workplace. So people got to know us for comfort. And it's all about our comfortable fabrics. Now, can you take that comfort to the workplace? Okay. Can you take that comfort to going out to dinner? So bringing comfort to all categories is what we're doing.
So you're hanging your hat on comfort.
Comfort fully, yeah.
Okay, I like that. And do you see your mix being more women than men in the future?
I mean, women shop for a living, men shop because they have to.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to sell to women, and yes, probably primarily women. It's hard because I see things through a men's lens. But yeah, women first for sure.
Okay.
As you've always told me, you've always said, you said a couple things. Don't sell to men. Don't put all your eggs in one basket with direct to consumer. Yeah. And I didn't listen to either of those. So here I am back asking for your advice. What do I do now?
I mean, I think you're doing this, but you should have a wholesale strategy.
Which we're working on, and we built that. We made a great hire on that end.
And I think it's like similar stores to what you're building. I think it's boutiques. It's painfully slow, but I think you build a lot of loyalty with those types of customers. I also think just traveling the last month or two outside of the big cities, places like Nashville, places like Scottsdale, like it seems like those people have disproportionately higher discretionary income because they're now making LA, New York salaries, but with Scottsdale rent.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was me during COVID. I lived in Austin and Nashville and lived in all those places.
Yeah. Like, we always used to joke with, I had a friend we'd always like Scottsdale millionaire, and it would be someone that made like $100,000, but they would drive like an S500 because like, why not? Yeah. Their rent was like $1,000 and they had the discretionary income to do whatever they want. So I definitely think wholesale is a huge opportunity. And I've said this to you so many times. I just think you should brand the shit out of it.
Yep.
Like, I think you have incredible product. It should just scream feet, scream Santa Monica, and just represent it. Similar to a lot of the brands in your space that, like, even Viore, like, I think they missed the boat by not branding. Like, like they're so big. They should have been screaming. I don't even know where Viore is from. San Clemente? Is that where they're from?
They're like North County, San Diego. I think like Encinitas.
Okay,
Park is from.
like you just have to like when you leave, you go to the airport. When I go to the airport, all I see is people wearing shirts that say cities.
That's so true. Yeah.
It's like Jackson Hole, Huntington Beach, Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Whatever, right? Everyone is always representing a location. I mean, I can't tell you how many people. So I've said this story on the podcast before, but this is years ago. We're in Paris with my wife and a bunch of friends. We're having a picnic on the Eiffel Tower. And my wife goes, "Man, this is so nuts. We're drinking like, I don't know, some ridiculous champagne with food catered." Like it was like a thing. And I go, "I know this feels magical, but I'm telling you, all these people would rather be in Santa Monica right now. I guarantee you they'd kill to be
the
local Parisians." Cool. The kid shows up. He's, young kid, one of their friends, and he's wearing a shirt that says Huntington Beach, California. And I was like, "I told you." And this, and he was a well-to-do kid that lived lived in Paris. And I think what you forget is, and you people could take this the wrong way, but like, Southern California is the most desired place on earth.
Yep.
Like when I used to joke that LA's is, I mean, I don't joke. I believe it. I genuinely believe LA is the center of the universe. When you go to Tokyo, you go to Korea, you go to Paris, you go to everything, all you see is references to Southern California, and specifically Santa Monica, Venice, LA, West Hollywood, like those couple neighborhoods. And I think you have a physical location.
Yep.
It's like, why not?
Oh no, we're gonna brand the shit out of it.
Yeah, and I think location also matters. Like,
Dee, you're an LA lover.
Yeah,
born and raised.
Yeah,
has the past few years of crime and homelessness taken a shot at LA being the number one spot?
For me, no. I understand why it has for other people, because if it has affected you directly, I totally understand it. My view is, I do think it'll change. I think it'll change over time. And despite all of those things, there's just too much positive. Like, we were on the beach yesterday and then we were walking out. I mean, the things you can do in one day in LA, you really can't do. Like, New York is magical, but it's magical for like someone that doesn't have kids. Like, can you imagine? It's like 98 degrees and you have two kids.
Yeah. I was there last week. I think I got heat stroke. It was insane. I'm not kidding.
But our friends, obviously, they have the Hamptons houses and they can afford to do.
Do you know
both.
how far the Hamptons are? Everyone thinks Hamptons are like going to Malibu.
I know, it's like us driving to Santa Barbara every weekend.
Yeah, Hamptons is so far.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
It's like to San Diego, LA to San Diego. It's
it is literally LA to San Diego.
But you don't have a car.
Yeah, and so you're taking
an Uber.
I mean, if you're
or
rich,
a
you're either taking a helicopter or whatever, but like, or the jitney or whatever, train. It's just not even
it's a
close.
2-hour, like $1,000 trip every time you want to go into a reasonable place.
I can't believe nobody developed a community closer. The Hamptons is so far.
Yeah.
I remember not the first time, but one of the early times I went, I landed at Friday at JFK at 9 a.m. off a red eye. I was so tired because I hadn't slept, and I rented a car to go to the Hamptons. I was like, I got to get a hotel. So I just get a hotel at the, right across the street from the airport. I then finally wake up at like 3:00 and start driving 5 hours.
It's insane.
So stupid.
I don't think LA people understand it.
I think the craziest part of that is you getting a hotel for a few hours.
I mean, I was just too tired to drive.
But LA people shit on the Hamptons. New York people are obsessed with, like Sarah, my girlfriend who's there. She's obsessed with the Hamptons. That's all she talks about.
I don't mind. I don't mind it once you're there. The process of getting there is so ridiculous.
Well, we're so spoiled with Malibu.
Yeah.
It's just like, why would you? For me, I don't understand why you fly 6 hours to be at the airport and then to drive 3 hours to go to a beach that's not as nice as Malibu. But to what your comment on LA, I think as in born and raised in LA, and I obsessed with LA.
Yeah.
I do think LA, like you were saying, lost its magic during the pandemic. It went from LA to Austin and Miami. That were the popping cities.
Yeah.
From there, it seems like it's all shifting to New York right now. LA does not seem like it's as hot. I don't know about like the nightlife and everything here. It seems dead relative to New York and
But
these other places.
you weren't drinking. Like, what were you doing?
In those other
Like,
places?
what was so fun? If you weren't partying.
Oh, you
working-
could have fun without drinking.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, I know that. But I'm just
I have
like,
no idea how to
you're
do that.
young and-
Tell me more.
You could have a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do. But yeah, I think LA kind of lost a step. I think people are starting to flock back, but it doesn't feel like it was pandemic hurt LA a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think pandemic hurt. I think if crime gets under control and people, the New York had this, a lot of people left New York too during pandemic, and it was the older people that left. And what happened with New York, younger people moved in. But same thing's happening with New York that it always happens. I read yesterday, the average 1-bedroom apartment in New York City right now is $5,800. $5,800. So, I mean, that quickly will price out. We're obviously in a recession. People are going to get priced out. And I know a lot of folks in New York City make a lot of money. And maybe that 1-bedroom apartment has 4 people in it. But at some point, it'll be what originally happened to New York like 10 years ago, which is all the young people got pushed out because it's too damn expensive. I don't know if the old people are going to come back, because if they found happiness and comfort in some other city.
Florida.
I think a lot of them went to Florida. I know people that went to the mountains, like, all over the country. So I'm curious to see how it really plays out. But I'm always long LA because I think weather, lifestyle will always matter.
Yes, but even so we're moving to like Venice, Santa Monica area next week. And it's the weather's so nice, the lifestyle's so nice. It's like across the street from a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
And it's just very sketchy. Like, we won't go outside at night. You can't walk around.
You chose to live there.
Yes, but it's a block from the beach. It's Abbot Kinney in Venice. It's like the best place you could be.
Yeah, but my point is that like, the positives outweigh the negative.
I have a store nearby, and that's why I did it.
Yeah.
To sell the lifestyle.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I'd be living in like Park City or like somewhere else.
Oh, you would?
I don't think but LA has such a business aspect. If you're in fashion and clothing,
yeah,
with all the, the embroidery and customization you can do downtown, all the influence, you have to be here.
Yeah.
You're at a disadvantage if you're not. But if I was doing a tech company, I know people who are like have a tech company, they live like in Park City or Aspen or somewhere crazy. They just live a great life there.
I don't know. It's just cold too long.
You ski every day. It's the best thing ever.
What kind of business do they run where they get to ski every day?
Tech companies. That's all you do. You raise a shitload of money and you ski all day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, speaking of retail, I have been screaming at the Gap for a year that they've not taken advantage of Kanye. Last week, 10 days ago now, they parted ways with their CEO. And then 5 days later, they announced a Times Square pop-up with Kanye. The next day, and I know people, it's controversial if you think it's cool or not, but they rolled out these vans all over the big cities, LA, Chicago, Miami. I forgot what other cities. But these vans rolled up. They set up these pop-ups like in LA on the roof in Hollywood. And it had these huge, literally dumpsters filled with hoodies, t-shirts. And it's the Yeezy Balenciaga Gap collaboration. And then they announced a few hours later, and the announcements are just shows up on their website. There's no one actually, like, there's no press release, there's no email, there's no nothing, that it's now available in, I don't know, call it 30 to 50 stores around the country. And I personally think it's fucking brilliant because all the items say Gap on it. It's not like, it's not like the Adidas collab where the Adidas collab never said Adidas.
Does Gap have rights to Yeezy, or is it just
Yeah, they have a deal with them.
with Yeezy they could use all the rights, you think? Or
I think they paid him like a 10-year, like $500 million deal. So like, I would assume he has creative control. And I would assume that it was always like a conflict with the CEO where maybe she thought this was not going to work. So I'm not going to risk my career on it. But she was the one that signed the deal and then never put anything out. And then he started posting like, what are we doing here? Like, why'd you told me I'd be in the stores. And now they have these like bins, basically like big things sitting in every Gap store. I think like 50 locations I saw as of this morning. And the price point's much higher than Gap. It's $240 for a hoodie, $120 for a t-shirt.
Wow.
And I went online for the stuff that I wanted in my size. Most of it was sold out online. I don't know how it's doing in store, but clever marketing. It catered to his like core fan. He wore apparently a pair of glasses at Rolling Loud this weekend, which that's another story we'll get to shortly. But he wore Gap glasses. For Gap, think about it. Like Gap, who's been basically an irrelevant brand since LL Cool J wore it. LL Cool J did that commercial like 30 years ago. I think it's a big moment. Like, I think it's going to work.
I don't know how the CEO left. Like, it seems like the CEO is part of this if it rolls out 5 days later.
I think the problem was, the performance of the company is just atrocious. And she came from Old Navy, which was their best business. And so, I don't know. I feel like you do $14-15 billion a year and you have all the resources to create energy. Think about how many brands recently with just one hire have created energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like so many shoe brands, like what New Balance has done or, what Brooks is doing or Hoka, or I can name 50 shoe brands that have done it and become relevant overnight. And I think what Yeezy did is like, it'll be big. I'm curious to see what the actual sales were because it's really expensive for like the Gap customer.
Post Kanye, does Gap sustain anything or does it completely drop off?
Well, why not just change all the fucking store to Kanye?
Yeah, they should honestly just be a
who's big
Kanye star.
I can't think, here's what's happened in fashion. So like 30 years ago, let's say when I was in, growing up, it was more a homogenous style and everyone was kind of aspiring for the same lifestyle, which was like that Ralph Lauren, Hamptons Polo, preppy lifestyle.
White high school jock.
Yes, exactly. Abercrombie, which is a great documentary. You guys should watch that. And that was kind of what everyone aspired. Then with like, honestly, hip hop music becoming so popular, all of these other lifestyles became popular. And now what signifies success or style, depending on your interest, is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're into house music and Vegas, that's a look. If you're into, Paris Fashion Week, that's a look. So like everyone can do whatever they want now and their style is like accordingly. But like there's nobody, specifically in men's, there's zero people who've had more influence than him.
Agreed. Kanye could do anything. He could wear a trash bag and sell it for $500. And people would actually wear a trash bag around, which is insane.
He sold a jacket that looked like a trash bag and everyone wore it.
But yeah, you could literally do it with an actual trash bag if you wanted to. It's pretty wild. It's crazy that Gap hasn't taken off more.
They haven't taken advantage. And all of the stuff he's doing says Gap. Think about it. All of these kids get to wear Yeezy Balenciaga for like $100. Most of those kids are never going to spend $500 on a Balenciaga t-shirt. A hoodie's like $1,000. They're not wearing that. I think it's like such a incredible opportunity for Gap. If I'm Gap, I literally take all of my stores and turn them into Yeezy.
At least do pop-ups and test it.
Yeah. Or at least every store should have like a pad.
The Yeezy pad?
Yeah.
Yeezy's crib?
Yeah. And it's like 500 square feet, 1,000 square feet of Yeezy stuff. And it should be men's, women's, and kids. And, you're You'll go buy the jeans on sale for 30, but you'll spend $100 on a t-shirt.
The crazy thing about Kanye is he's so erratic. He's so crazy. You think like, okay, how could that guy get anything done? But he's prolific. Like the volume of stuff that he puts out, you're like, nobody can do that. But then he's like this erratic, crazy guy. It's so hard to put together for me.
Well, we're gonna get to that. But before speaking of that, this weekend he was supposed to headline Rolling Loud in Miami. He canceled last week. He then shows up for Lil Durk's set, plays a song that he did with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi then goes and performs, and kids throw bottles at him.
Why
Why
he
throw
walked
the
off the
bottles?
stage.
Because, you know, they're Kanye fanatics. He's a cult leader.
Wait, they threw bottles because Kanye wasn't performing with Kid Cudi?
They have beef.
Oh,
Is
Kanye
that
and
what,
Kid
I
Cudi.
didn't even realize that. Is that why
I thought they were
threw him?
homies in the documentary.
No, they definitely are not friends anymore.
Oh, wow.
He's like friends with Pete Davidson, I think. I just this is all, I think he's friends with Pete Davidson, and I don't know. But I didn't even put that together. That's why he got bottles thrown at him, because Kanye fans were mad that he was performing.
For sure, that's what it is.
He should have brought out Pete Davidson.
that would've been good.
Amazing.
But Kid Cudi then walked off the stage because, I mean, there's no point to perform
That's fair.
Yeah.
when you're getting a bottle thrown at you. And speaking of your comment on Kanye, speaking of I would say this person and Kanye are the same exact people.
Yes.
Elon Musk.
Yes.
Elon Musk, Wall Street Journal, which is not like Daily Mail, not Page Six, not like a gossip columnist, posted an article Sunday afternoon that Elon apparently had an affair with Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google's wife, last fall. It's even gotten even more specific. I saw in Zero Hedge that Elon was on a layover during Art Basel, and that's when they had sex.
Wow.
By the way, update. I just saw a Twitter. He
Okay.
tweeted just now, right before we went on, that denying it, saying that he not only saying that he didn't have an affair with her, but that he hasn't had sex in a long time. I don't know what he
Didn't he
who
just like
knows?
pop out a kid with some
Yeah, I don't know.
Elon is definitely out here fucking.
Yeah.
It's like,
There's no doubt in
Yeah.
my mind Elon is having sex.
Did you see his dad? Elon's dad at this. I haven't heard
Yeah.
this until today. Elon's dad had a kid
with his stepdaughter?
with his stepdaughter,
Yeah,
who he raised since she was 4 years old.
Woody Allen.
Yeah. They love drama in that family.
I mean,
they love fucking.
Yeah. So, I mean, Sergey Brin has his history and his past of things he's done as well. He's had a good time in his life as well.
He's the most low-key top 10 billionaire ever.
Yeah, I mean, private guy. They got a divorce. I would be shocked that Wall Street Journal did not have. I mean, for Wall Street Journal to go out and post this, I would say it's pretty. If it's inaccurate, I mean, he's going to sue the shit out of them.
But you're not doing it like you're kind of a puzzle to me. Like I watch you and you're a puzzle to me because you do so many different things and I don't understand it. I watch it and I'm like, how the hell does this happen? This
guy's on another
this is
level.
on a whole different level. Explain
Because
this to me.
he's also having a lot of sex too.
Yeah.
On
yeah.
top of all
I'm
the
married.
businesses.
I don't even leave my house.
Oh man, I just don't see it. I just like I run, I do business, I got kids too, and it's crazy out here.
And Elon, he's running Tesla, Starlink, the Boring Company, SpaceX.
And
At least
14
9
women at the
kids.
same
He
time.
has 9 kids.
Yeah.
He is having an affair with one of the richest men in the world's wife.
Didn't he get caught up in the Johnny Depp trial?
Yep.
or
Yeah,
something?
because
Yep.
of Amber Heard. Amber Heard.
Amber
yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, and everyone saw him last week in Mykonos and all over south of
Yeah.
France. He is everywhere. And he has time to have an affair with Sergey Brin's wife, who, by the way, I guess 6-7 years ago when he was in deep shit, lent him some money. Not a lot, $500,000.
No, he's invested in a lot of his companies, and he ordered his advisors to sell all his interest in all of Elon's companies, according to the article. I don't
So
know if that's true.
what's legal here? Wall Street Journal said this. He's denying it. Can he sue them?
I think if it was false, he would be suing them.
So you
Right.
if he doesn't sue them this week.
This is a defamatory article if it's actually false. So he either had an affair.
He could sue him tomorrow.
He would sue him tomorrow. This guy is not afraid of litigation.
Yeah.
So this is that's not a good story where they're basically saying that Elon Musk at a party is on his knees begging for forgiveness from Sergey.
Oh yeah, that was on Daily Mail.
And that's not the story that Elon wants out there. I don't see that, like, he's gonna just deny. He replied to some random Twitter user denying the affair. Like, I just don't see. I don't know. But also at the same time, like, he kind of has the balls to say whatever he wants. So I don't know why he would also lie about. I don't know. It's. I just think that if it was false, he would be suing on it. I don't think he'd be messing around with that because it's a brutal story for him.
Yeah. I'm just impressed at how much he gets done.
I don't get it.
I forgot he's buying Twitter too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superhuman.
I don't see him. It doesn't seem like he has anxiety. Like, you do so many things. He doesn't seem like he has any anxiety.
Well, I think he thinks this is a simulation. So if you think this is a simulation, this is all fake. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you just be like, yeah, it's a video game.
Yeah, it's literally
You lose today, you start over tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem fearful of consequences or anything. I mean, obviously it helps to be the most wealthy person in the world. But is that what it is? Is that what it is that makes him, like, fearless?
I think it's before that, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think the brilliance coupled with unlimited wealth kind of puts you're the richest man in the world. And arguably, you're probably one of the smartest men on earth. So,
yeah, I mean, he's got to be just bored and just gonna go. Oh, can I go fuck Sergey's wife? Maybe. Let's go try it.
I want to see who else's wife he's going after.
Jeez,
man, you do not want to hang out with him at a party with your wife. This guy's is a pig.
It's crazy.
And by the way, they had a good quarter, all things considering. Last week, earnings were pretty good for Tesla. And I mean, I feel like the brand is unstoppable.
Oh, like, usually the stories you're hearing about Elon the past year, these are the stories you hear as part of the downfall of a company, right? Like, if Tesla was, like, getting crushed right now, it would all make sense.
Yeah, because
it's the opposite.
No.
Well, the people that drive Teslas love that. They're like, fuck yeah.
You just be like, I'm driving my Tesla to screw your wife.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. It's just, I think a lot of people are now sour on Elon Musk. It's to me, there's a lot of people that are sour on Kanye. There's a lot of people that are sour on Dave Chappelle. There's a lot of people who, by the way, this is a crazy story. I don't know if you heard this. Last week, he was doing a show in Minnesota, and the staff of the show in Minnesota said, we don't want him here. And they all banded together, and they said, Dave Chappelle's not welcome here. He just went down the street to another theater, sold out like 3 nights, and did his show there. And I mean, I don't know if you're a staffer of that venue, are you proud that you got him moved? Or in hindsight, do you be like, I'm sure, I'm assuming it's in Minneapolis, you're not getting that. On my street, the biggest comedians are on the street every week. So it's not a big deal. I don't know if the biggest comedians are going to Minneapolis every single week. So don't you think this is a financially missed opportunity to prove what point? It's not like the city didn't want him.
I mean, if you're the owner of that place, you have to be pissed off that your staff did that. I mean, that's a tough thing to take.
Yeah, I think like this is becoming the age-old question of like, at what point do you draw the line?
I represent employees, and I also have employees, and it's a really hard line. What
are the legal consequences for someone?
So I mean, like in California, I don't know the laws there, but in California, it's an at-will state. So you could hire and fire as you please. The only reason, as you know, you can't fire somebody is for an illegal reason. You could certainly fire somebody for causing a business problem if they if they come to you and they say, we don't want Dave Chappelle for whatever reason. You could certainly fire them. Like arguably, the backlash, potential lawsuits would be you're firing them because they're saying that they don't like somebody who's anti-trans, coming to their venue. So in effect, you're really firing them in retaliation for them complaining about you doing something discriminatory.
Got it.
So it's possible, but
you could say that Dave Chappelle would be a great income for your business. So
yeah, and so it's an undue hardship to not allow him to play. But I think this is a tough line, like employee rights versus employer rights. It's very hard.
Yeah, because like Coinbase went through that where they basically said no politics.
Yeah.
They offered severance for those that don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to increasingly be tough for large companies on how to handle this situation. When you're small, you can set the precedent right away and say, we don't do this. But for large companies, it's tough.
Yeah, you have like 1,000 people saying, don't do blank.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to fire 1,000 people. No, you got to figure out a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
And just as people become more open about everything in the workplace and everything they're bothered about at scale, it's impossible to not have issues.
Yeah. The problem is it always feels to me employer friendly, right? Like you can't ask, even when you're interviewing, think about it, you can't ask any question.
I mean employee friendly.
Employee friendly, yeah. Sorry.
You said employer, definitely employee.
Not employer at all. Yeah.
As employers,
when you're hiring, even like think about like what questions you're allowed to ask. You're not allowed to ask the ones you want to know the answer to.
That's correct. Somebody who listens to the pod, he's like, somebody just told me they went to jail. What questions can I ask? I mean, I just basically said,
move on.
ask the questions that you feel like it makes sense to finish the interview.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really tough. It's tough, and then you're adding the politics and you're adding all these challenges. Kind of like even now with the new business, we're hiring a lot of people. It's like we want to build an awesome team and a great culture, but like think about it like this. When you get married, you date someone for quite a bit of time and you may live with them and you get to know them and then you finally get married. It takes time. When you hire someone, you're like maybe 2-3 interviews and that's it. And that's basically getting married to them.
It is. It's a tough balance, but obviously employers have had the upper hand for a long time. And that's sort of what's sort of created this backlash. And there may be another backlash back in favor of employers.
Yeah.
Because it's and someone who benefits from the employee centric laws.
So you're crushing it.
Oh, we're trying to make things happen over here. But it's, like I certainly appreciate the pro employee stuff, but I every single day I see employers that they usually fall into 2 categories: people who are truly jerks, people who screwed up, and then people who are just getting hosed and getting taken advantage of by some ridiculous lawsuit. And I feel bad for the ones that are getting taken advantage of by like a ridiculous lawsuit. But there's like legitimate claims out there. Crazy stuff, you guys know, crazy stuff happens in the workplace.
Definitely. And I think definitely crazy stuff happens, but I think it's definitely shifted towards like, speaking as an employer, like I am scared to say anything to any employee. Like they're all joking around. I'm not going to make a joke. I'm not going to say anything. And it's like, I think it hurts their experience because it dehumanizes your employer. Yeah. Right.
And even saying nothing, it's like, wait, should I be saying something?
Of course, you never know what to say or do. It's a very difficult environment for everyone to have their walls up.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is like, even so, like I look back to early days of 5-4. We as a company had so much fun. we had basically carte blanche in the city to do whatever we wanted anyways. And then we took all our staff with us.
Yeah.
And it was fun and we were partying and all those things. Fortunately, nothing ever happened and whatever. We got older and we were like, whoa, we can't do any of this.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have this new business and like if you look at, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you guys have watched We Crash, Super Pumped,
All of them. Yep.
whatever, the Dropout.
Yep.
Do you realize the 3 pivotal turning points for the downfalls of all 3 companies were company parties with alcohol and partying? It's literally because, most people aren't around that all the time. You get this like opportunity to have open bar with all your coworkers. You're like, and then boom, all the worst shit happens. And I'm always like, oh my God, you can't have alcohol.
Yeah. That's a nightmare waiting to happen.
All right. Well, anyways, this week we have the biggest earnings week of the year. We got Microsoft on Tuesday, Apple on Thursday. We got Facebook. We got Amazon. We got everybody. Microsoft, nobody really knows what they do. I would assume it's good. They're probably booming. Like, whatever. They're just selling Microsoft Excel and video games. I assume it's fine. Google, it's search and YouTube ads. I'm going to say it's not that affected yet, but maybe they forecast that it is. I have to assume Meta is disastrous.
I can't imagine Meta. I mean, unless they forecasted so low already, I can't imagine.
Do you know anyone who's increased their Facebook spend? Do you know one company?
No.
Do you know anyone who's flat?
No. Everyone's pulled back like 50, 75%.
I feel like Brewmate is probably increased their spend.
I don't think so. I know he does a lot of he crushes on Amazon and wholesale and other places. I don't think anyone's scaling Facebook. I haven't heard of one person scaling Facebook.
Are you asking that question then?
That's all I ask every day. I'm like, who the fuck is making it work on this platform? And I haven't got one answer. The only thing I would say would be like car companies or other companies just dumping big budgets in.
No, they're not like that.
It's in terms of, I mean, well, the only thing I'd caveat
So let's short it. I'll put some money up. Let's do it. You put we do the same.
I don't trade with you anymore.
Watch, Facebook's like record earnings, business is booming, everyone's advertising.
If Dee and I go out on a trade together, just go the opposite way. I don't know.
How much money have you guys lost together?
I mean, on SPXU alone, I lost a lot of money.
He went a little bit more aggressive than I did.
I think like in 4 weeks, I lost 6 figures on SPXU.
Shorting S&P 500 when it made sense to do it, but we didn't realize
biggest bull run in the history
yeah.
in a short period of time. So yeah, after that, my new stock strategy is set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Don't watch the earning calls and just hold it for 10 years and then just make sure.
Are you holding Facebook?
I'm going to hold Facebook. I think long term, I still believe in it. Did you see that? Did you get the update yet?
No, I haven't got it.
So I got the update. It's insane. It looks 100% like TikTok.
Okay, so
Facebook, the app?
No, Instagram. I'll show you right now. I don't know if I could show on the pod.
No, I haven't seen it. Everyone keeps talking about it, but I haven't seen it.
It's full on. It's full on TikTok.
This is Instagram.
Oh my God.
That's Instagram feed. It's like there's stagnant pictures and then it's just full. Like that is the feed.
What took them so long?
I don't know. But yeah, it's fully TikTok. And well, it's just like, it's interesting.
Do we need 2 TikToks?
I think so. Because I think it's the same way like boomers didn't get off Facebook and they're still on there. People still don't want, like everyone's following still on Instagram. No one wants to. There's a whole subset of content creators and people who haven't taken off on TikTok yet. And they're like, shit, they have so much invested into Instagram and it's habit forming. And also like
none of for example, I would say 0% of my friends are on TikTok. 0.
They definitely are, and they're just hiding it.
No, but they're not posting.
Posting.
Yeah.
But they're consuming.
Because, I mean, like all of my friends, I want to see their content. Like I want to see what they're doing. They're only posting on Instagram. They'll probably never get to TikTok. So Instagram is like the new Facebook, where it's just going to be old people. Like
no, Instagram's the new TikTok. Yeah, I think Instagram's going to. I'm serious. I think Instagram's going to do to TikTok what they did to Snap Stories. Snapchat came out the platform. They had a year.
It's too late.
No, because people are
the algorithm is so good on TikTok. I watch a video on Instagram Reels.
Done.
The next video has nothing to do with what I just watched. If I watch a conspiracy theory on TikTok, I'm getting 30.
Of course. But
I
think,
want 30 more of those.
But I think people know that TikTok is like heroin and Instagram will just be like smoking weed and it's just like not as intense. TikTok is intense.
If everyone
as shit.
gets a chance at heroin, it sounds like that's where people are going.
I think people are scared of TikTok.
TikTok is so much more fun. I hate, like, compared to Instagram, TikTok is so much
people
better.
never discovered Little J. What's her guy's name?
Dude, that guy's amazing. That little rapper, Little Tay J or something like that. Little, he looks like a weird, like a blonde kid. He sounds like Little Baby. He's amazing. But yeah.
So, but the one thing TikTok doesn't have though is the social aspect. So you don't get any social clout.
It's not two-way.
So I think Instagram, if they're able to do that on the social side, like TikTok to me is like it's
my
like
Instagram
Reddit.
DMs are crazy.
With
Still.
what?
What are we
Just
talking?
friends.
Yeah.
Just people.
Oh, that's just a lot
like
of
literally,
action
like
there.
if I do a post, let's say forget my kids, then it's just only like my family members. But if I do something work related, I will get hundreds of DMs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jesus. That's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
incredible.
And a lot of people also use Instagram. Like that's the way it's like your news feed for your friends. Where
Yeah.
TikTok will not replace that
Yeah.
because your friends you're still going to use Instagram because you still have to see.
TikTok is if you post on TikTok, you're thinking you have to entertain people. Where Instagram, I feel like I have no problem just posting all day pictures of my kids. And I'm comfortable with that. But I wouldn't post that on TikTok.
Because none of your friends are on there.
Well, and also you don't want random people to see your kid. I think it's going to go back towards like, I think people are going to realize that having a large following of random people you don't know or connect with is not that important. And people are going to care more about smaller circles and friends. And I think that's why Instagram will come back and beat TikTok.
What's your crew right now? What's like the general posting deal on Instagram?
Well,
these kids
like
are
stories and stuff.
No,
is
they
it
post on
all
stories.
flaunting and like
and
that type of stuff? Is there
anything?
I took like a massive break from social media and
you don't even drink. You're just a pussy.
I'm just a pussy. Well, I think a lot of people are realizing how toxic social media is, how bad it is to be scrolling all day. What are my friends doing? I think a lot of people post vacations, post food, post things they want people to respond to. And all those people don't post on TikTok. So like Instagram's more of a social thing versus texting your friend and saying,
But you're a boomer for TikTok.
I'm on TikTok. I'm popping there.
I know, but like your friends are boomers.
My friends, yeah, but a lot of my social media friends are, they're on there. But Instagram, it's like it's the best way to keep in touch with people. Oh, I ate at that restaurant. It's cool. It still like has that factor. Personal. Like I wouldn't even known about like a lot of the stuff you're doing if it wasn't for Instagram. It's hard. Like it's your only way to keep up with people.
I love Instagram stories. I want to completely ban food pics from my feed and Instagram stories because I think they look like vomit.
You still love Instagram stories right now?
I love Instagram stories.
You do.
But you're social. You like it because you can respond to people and start conversations.
Yeah, I want to see what people are doing.
To me, I don't give a fuck what people are doing.
I'm very curious what people are doing.
I care less. And
I've gotten less curious. I've gotten a lot like because I don't think that it's that interesting. I just see a lot of stuff and I'm like, that's not.
I don't know.
I want FOMO. I just can't find it.
I just follow my friends. It's fucking, you kill yourself.
That's true. Your friends
I'm
are
just
very
like, God
specific.
damn it, another boat. I hate you people. But I was like, all right, let's see where this boat is going next. I mean, I love Instagram stories, but I also am not one of those, maybe because I didn't grow up on social media, it means nothing to me.
Yeah.
To me, it's like watching a TV show.
Yeah.
Like I watched a TV show last night. I have no idea what happened on that show.
Because you were on Instagram stories the whole time or you just weren't paying attention?
No, content to me is like, I forget. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like I'm watching Terminal List on Prime Video. I'm 5 episodes in. I have no idea what happened last episode.
What's your Instagram TikTok ratio time spent?
I don't watch anything on TikTok.
Oh, you don't?
0. Have you got caught by the algorithm yet? Like, have you given it enough to like serve you exactly what you want?
So like, I would say once a week I'll end up on TikTok because I will get crazy Instagram action because of some video we posted on group chat that got a shit ton of views. So then I'm like, oh, great. What the hell did I say on TikTok? So I go look at the videos. I'm constantly looking at least at the first 10 seconds of a group chat video to make sure the edit wasn't something that ruins my life. And then I'll be like, all right, I'll scroll. But if that second video is nonsense, I'm out.
Have you guys heard of this guy Andrew Tate?
Yeah. You haven't heard of Andrew Tate?
No.
It's
Comedian?
the only.
Oh my
no.
God, he's like the all over TikTok.
He's the only thing that's going on the internet right now.
What is he?
In
Explain
certain
him,
circles.
Taylor. Explain
What is
him.
he?
I don't know well enough because I have really gotten away from a lot of social media stuff. But from what I heard, he's just how can I
He was
explain
like
him?
an He was either somebody. Explain.
where's
So
the younger kid
it's a
in here?
multi-level marketing scheme where basically the way he's teaching people his course on video is by giving them clips of himself and saying like, hey, take this video clip of me and turn it into a TikTok clip and then post that TikTok
my
clip
God.
yourself.
Because the
So he has an
algorithm-
army now.
Yeah, and the algorithm, he's learned that he could post from his own channel and promote himself, or the algorithm is so good that will show an Andrew Tate video if anyone else posts it. So other people are posting it. And if you like Andrew Tate, you'll get all of his videos.
Oh my God.
But he says insane, doesn't he say like crazy things about
Really-
women and like
really
just
crazy
like
stuff. It's
he says-
entertaining and it's crazy.
But it's
Wow.
like he's almost like Joe Rogan on steroids, where it's like very hyper masculine. But there's people who are like, oh, I kind of get this, and
Yeah.
really like normal people are into it.
I'll go check him out.
Yeah. You'll like it. It's
That's
entertaining.
my-
No, it's
my cup
entertaining.
of
No, it's
tea.
just entertaining. I mean, it's repulsive.
I actually
but it's entertaining.
watch my algorithm is a lot of like Indian TikTokers, and it's hilarious.
How did
Hilarious.
you never typed in Indian? How did they get to that?
I mean,
you
I probably got served one Indian, and then I watched the video. Then I got like 40 Indians.
Yeah.
There's
Or
unlimited
they have the
Indians.
front-facing camera on, and they have access
they're
to
like,
it.
oh, this guy's Indian.
Serve him all the Indian stuff.
Like red dot or feather, boom, red dot. Let's go. Give him 40 videos, but very entertaining. Of all the Indian comics on there, it's so funny.
I'm surprised you haven't got fully hooked on TikTok. I haven't heard stories of people dipping their toes in. It seems like if you dip your toes enough in, you're absolutely hooked.
Just to
so
be
good.
not, outside of work and family, I have zero passion.
Wow. It's kind of sad.
Like I love running, but I'm not gonna ruin my life over it, right? Like
no, but you have passions and
I
hobbies.
have
out there.
passion for my family and work because it's like that's all.
And
that
all your friends.
I
You're
do.
extremely social.
I am social, but like even my social, it's driven through work.
Yeah, it's true.
It's because I'm out 4 nights a week for work, and it just so happens I only go to the 2 places
What do you
my friends
mean?
hang out.
Like you? What do you mean you're out 4 nights a week for work? What is
Dinners,
explain that.
drinks, whatever.
Why do you have to go out 4 nights a week for work?
Because he's an alcoholic and he's justifying why he goes out 4 nights a week for work.
So last week, 4 dinners, all for new hires.
Okay.
I mean, you
Four?
could schedule a coffee meeting or a lunch.
We flew them in from out of town.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So if I flew them in, I was like, all right, I should at least have dinner with them. So and those are 3 hours of convincing them why they should come work with us.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
in that time, I'll see friends. And so it ends up being fun and social and whatever it is. But like all of my friends this weekend were in Vegas for one of my close friends, Mikey's birthday. I didn't go to that. Like I want to go to it
Because
but-
of work, because of family, or because
yeah,
of what?
because I was out this week. And so if I go tell my wife I'm going to Vegas for the weekend, I'm going to get a pen in my neck.
You
gotta
do
pick
4
and
nights.
choose your
You
battles.
can't do 4 nights and then the
Yeah,
Vegas
like,
weekend.
and by the way, like I go out after I put my kids to sleep too. Like I read stories, sing songs, and then at 7:15, I walk on over to Delilah.
That's a pretty early bedtime, by the way.
Yeah. We're
Because he's got to
running,
get to Delilah.
we're running like Navy SEALs at our house.
I'm with
Wake
it.
up, sleep is fucking tight.
I'm with it, but
So-
I'm at 8.
As an entrepreneur, looking forward, do you think you're going to be like that lifestyle for the next 10 years, 20 years? Like at what point do you say like, okay, I'm going to take a backseat to these 4 work dinners a week?
So I would say there's a scenario where that never happens, and it's always like that.
Never till you retire when you're like, whenever you retire?
Yeah, till you're dead.
Wow.
But he just
Or-
said the 2 things are work and family. So it's-
And to be fair, that was my dad.
yeah,
The moment my dad stopped working,
yeah,
6 months later, he passed.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all he knew his whole life. Unfortunately, that's what I know my whole life. I think the only difference is I do have interests and hobbies outside of work. So I think I would be a little bit more different, but I don't know until I'm in that position.
What are they?
What?
Yeah.
What are the interests
Running.
and hobbies?
Like I would sign up for a marathon every month if I could.
Mm.
Like I would love to just run marathons all over the world.
Yeah.
But even if I signed up for one now, like I was talking to one of my investors in my new business, he was like, let's do I don't know, he told some city that has a November marathon. I was like, great. This revenue will be down 3 straight months if I go train for a marathon. That's reality. Like I have to take 4 hours off on a Friday to go run 20 miles. It's like not realistic of what that is. But I could also see myself, if I have outsized success, I'm also not trying to be Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I have no interest in being that. As long as I'm comfortable and my family's comfortable, then I would probably make a serious change.
It's interesting though, because it's like you talk about you want to work till you die. I think that's your generation, because my generation like does not want to work at all. And like
we're fully aware.
Well, I know, but
We get it.
But
We
it's just
get it. You hate work.
I know, but it's just like shit. It's such a different, interesting dynamic. For me, I want to work as little as possible. I still work a lot, but I want to work hard.
I'll tell you, I am also. I love it. That's it.
Nobody loves it.
No, it's. Look,
I do too.
I think the ups are so high, the downs are so fucking low. But when you get those high moments, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I've never done anything but work my entire adult life.
Don't you want to like go try painting or music or some other shit?
I did it. I did. I do. Here's the thing is like, I'm also not like wasting time fucking watching TV. Like,
Except for Indian TikToks.
I literally, like I'm on my phone 9 hours a day. If you saw my social media coverage, it's less than an hour.
That's wild. So what are you texting or
Texting,
Slack?
Email, Slack,
Wow.
all that shit.
Shit.
I'm not.
Do you use a laptop ever? I actually I'm so
Yeah,
curious about
that's
that.
yeah. I'm
I
curious
do.
about that.
I have a laptop open, but it's literally for Microsoft Excel.
So you do all your work from your phone.
Yeah,
And you type emails from your phone.
Yeah.
Your thumb's got to be like killing you.
I have great thumbs.
That's such a Trump
I got high
thing.
quality thumbs.
I have the best thumbs.
the hugest thumbs. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think for the most part, people need to. Different things appeal to different people. Everyone can choose their own path. I enjoy working. I also could see a world where I don't want to work. The only thing that makes me not want to work is spending time with my kids.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, let's say, for example, we didn't have children, I'd work more.
You don't think you'd be going out and partying?
No.
Because you get that fixed through work, and you have like the H-Wood thing. If you didn't have H-Wood, I wonder.
Because, like, by the way, like, my work revolves around going out and doing fun things.
Right.
You've made your work fun.
Yeah, my work can be fun.
Work. Yeah,
Right,
with
Like,
friends and people.
I have to take out a customer. Where do you think they want to go? They want to go to whatever hotspot is in whatever city.
Right.
Like, we go, we take them out, we do those things. So
And this is work. This is technically hanging out with friends and chatting.
exactly.
Work. Yeah.
And I get customers all the time for this podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm about to too. Feetclothing.com.
Do you have a code?
Smith Law.
Yeah, code for us?
Group chat 20% off.
What about in store? Give us a bigger discount in store.
In store, if you come in store, I'll make you a custom. I have all this customization stuff. I'll make you whatever you want custom,
Okay. And include it in the hoodie.
including the hoodie, whatever
I have
you
a
want.
great promo code. Just call me and say you got fired, and we'll go get you money. It's a great promo code.
Unless you got fired by one of our companies.
Yeah, we're exempt. You're gonna tell all your boys that we're exempt.
100%.
All right, we'll end on this because we're talking about Instagram Reels. So Instagram is releasing a new boost feature, which will allow businesses to turn all those Reels post into ads.
Why is that new? Like, that's not allowed right now?
It wasn't.
Oh, really? You couldn't? I
No.
feel like you could boost posts. No,
You could boost videos, but not like regular videos, not Reels.
But okay.
This seems just very antiquated. Like, you couldn't.
I mean, this is basically TikTok.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
all in on TikTok.
Well, no, Instagram is. I mean, as we talked about, Instagram is TikTok. I don't know how many people. Did anyone here? You guys get the update on Instagram? Anyone? Wow, I was the only one. There's 8 people in this room. I was the only one to get
You're
the
an
update.
influencer.
I got one person that texted me on Friday like, "Did you see the new Instagram?" And I was like, "No, I'm looking right now. I don't have it."
Well, it's insane. Stagnant photos are going to be absolutely dead. Like nobody's going to look at a stagnant photo.
I love
anymore.
a good photo.
There's going to be no photo like, in this new feed and how you scroll. There's no photos. Like it would be like if you're on TikTok and you see an actual stagnant photo, you'd be like, "This is the most boring." It's like watching TV not in color without sound.
Yeah.
But that's kind of sad. Photos are important. All photos matter.
What's a great photo that you want to see right now on like somebody's timeline?
I love seeing like birthday party photos, wedding photos. Yeah, like I like photos.
Videos tell such a better story.
I know, but like no one over 30 takes fucking videos. If I look at my phone, I have no videos. I have all photos. I take pics.
I know, but you could record and capture the essence of a moment so much better. The same way, what
you know what the problem with videos are? Is that like they're too real. Photo can show the best part of that video.
That is true. Yeah.
I want everyone looking their best. I don't want to see people looking their worst.
That's fair. Well, in photo, it's easier to Photoshop and take out some blemishes and things you don't like.
Yeah.
Video, it's a lot harder.
That's nice.
But the new generation, people want real. They want to feel like you're in the room with someone.
No. I want to see. Cover up all your shit. I want to see. I want to see your best version of yourself.
Wow.
Do you want to see the raw shit?
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't. I think it's so detrimental for people to the different conversation, but to look at just the fully photoshopped.
I think
perfection.
that's yeah. I mean, I get it for young people. I guess when you're
for
older,
old people.
Why?
Because it's you still get caught
I
up
look
in
at people my age. I'm like, damn, I'm fat. And it makes me feel like I should not eat a pizza. That's good for me. Do I need to eat pizza?
But you have like a very rare personality where that you don't send yourself into, it seems like, into like a crazy spiral of like eating disorders and like.
Well, like I have a wedding this weekend. I want to wear my tux. And I'm like, fuck, I'm fat. I got to lose like 5 pounds before this weekend so I can wear my tux.
And you would say that's healthy?
Yeah, I mean, how? Otherwise, I have to go buy another tux. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a new tux.
Shit. I don't know. I think people want.
Why?
Real.
I mean, why is it unhealthy for me to lose weight?
It's definitely not unhealthy to lose weight, but you don't need to lose weight. It's unhealthy that you should think you should be losing weight. You have a very normal body.
Did you just get offended by being called normal?
You're just a fat American, which is what normal is.
For the average American living in Oklahoma, you'd be very normal.
All right. Well, I'm starving the rest of the week. I'm okay with that too. I'm not going to be offended by you calling me fat.
I don't think you're fat at all. I mean, you're a little chubby, but just you could run 5 miles with us, but you stopped
Taylor,
at 3.
what happened to you, by the way? I feel like you've had a whole evolution.
Oh,
you were.
He was a pig when he first came to run club.
Am I even? No. I'm not talking about that.
Let me show you his first pig.
I definitely was.
By the way, I wasn't talking
fat and
about that.
unsuccessful before
I
I met
was
Dee.
not talking about that.
You're fat and poor.
Yeah, fat
I
and
was talking
successful
about
poor.
your like ego, arrogance, that whole. I feel like that whole thing has made like. I think a lot of there was even you guys would say on the show he would come off as arrogant or egotistical, and you seem a lot more grounded and chill. What happened?
He's grown up.
Grown up. I mean, when I first met you guys, I think I was like 24, 25. It's a big maturity difference from 24 to 28 or 29.
Yeah.
And like life happens. Pandemic escalated so much shit, and like you just learned so much faster.
Yeah.
But it was also for the first time, like in the past couple of years, just like staring at yourself in a mirror. And like Austin was so good for me because I moved to a city, didn't know anyone. I just walk around alone for hours. And it was just so cool to actually spend time with yourself. And it's mature.
What were you doing walking around for hours?
Just chilling. Like just looking
It's
at like
hot as shit. How are you chilling?
just being in my head. Like I think there's so many people, especially in my age, who just don't spend any time in their head.
I spent all of my 20s during the week traveling by myself.
And I think that's why you're able to mature and develop. But like for me, for example, any spare second I had, I was on Instagram, I was listening to music, I was listening to a podcast, and you were never in your own head, so you can never grow and mature and develop. So to actually taking the time during the pandemic and saying like, wow, I want to just like walk around alone and like just spend time alone was super powerful.
Much happier now.
So much happier. Yeah, it was just a great transformation that I think everyone should do. And it hurts me when I see people who are so addicted to their phone or so many other things. And it's like,
I mean, no one your age is addicted to their phone.
Everyone my age is addicted to their phone.
A 29-year-old?
Everyone at my age is ridiculously addicted to their phone.
Is there anybody in the world that's not addicted to their phone?
They are so addicted. It changes their behavior.
But addicted to your phone or addicted to social media is very different.
Both. I mean, it's one and the same. But people live for social media, and it's like you could tell who does, and it's like it fucks up people's heads. You could see like the way they're doing everything for it. And
I have a hard time believing that.
See, this is the thing. Your group of friends actually live the shit. Your group of friends, what they post is real, and most of them are actually having a great time. You have some of the most successful friends in the fucking world.
Yeah.
I think most other people have friends who are really trying to be something and really not really those things. I think that's the difference.
And your friends are old enough where it's like they lived in a cool way without social media.
Yeah.
My friends have never done that.
Yeah.
We've lived for fucking social media, but everyone's addicted. It's fucked. I'll go on if we have another hour, I can go on a full rant on it. Like, it's insane how people are, and they don't even know they're addicted. I was too. There was a point where I couldn't even go to the bathroom without being on my phone. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
I like going on the phone in my bathroom.
That's an issue.
I know, but I'm like reading something. It's nice.
I know, but that's exactly.
I read this Wall Street Journal article about how nobody Postmates or DoorDashes today on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a good.
I think one of the things, and I got good about it, and I feel like recently I got worse, was my wife told me we used to go to this parenting class. And they were very adamant when you walked into your house, you should not be on your phone. So when I'll park in our driveway, I'll be on the phone and I'm about to walk in and I'll be like, fuck, I can't walk in on my phone. So finish the conversation, hang up, whatever, and then I'll walk in. And then I'll catch myself on the phone while I'm with them. And now that my oldest is aware, it's like, the guilt is so bad because he recognizes, he's like, I could tell, he knows that I work and I'm busy and he'll always ask me those questions. But then I remember like a few weeks ago, he was like, you're always working. And I was literally like watching like a meme video. And I was like, fuck, I feel guilty now. Let me delete this. I'm out of here.
But it's amazing that you're able to be conscious because you've lived so long without it.
Yeah.
Everyone my age is not able to be conscious because we don't know what life is like without it.
When did you have your first cell phone?
At like probably 13 or 14.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't that bad. I was kind of at the end of the generation because I remember Instagram being around like 18 years old. Because we still have like AIM and still on like Facebook on your computer. But with phones, it's just like, it's insane. Yeah. It's made us so much more connected to everyone else, but so much more disconnected from ourselves.
Socrates over here.
That's amazing.
I'll take it.
All right,
that's definitely the subject line.
Yeah.
Socrates over here.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just end on. Did you guys see the Black Panther trailer?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good. First of all, it's Rihanna singing "No Woman, No Cry."
Okay.
Which is insane.
That's a good start.
And then it transitions into Kendrick, "All Right." And it looks incredible. I'm not a Marvel person. I've never seen Iron Man. I haven't seen shit.
I haven't either.
Yeah, me neither.
I watched Black Panther because I knew it was like a thing. I watched it on a plane. Unbelievable movie. It is so fucking good. And so...
And coming from a guy who knows movies.
I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah.
You want to know review Fast 1 through 9? All 5 stars. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Sunday night.
Thank you.
So feetclothing.com.
Yeah.
Group chat 20.
Sure. Yeah, I'll make it right now.
And then what do you got in store?
In store, just come in and talk to me.
And you'll work out a deal.
Yeah, I promise you'll be happier than you ever were, and you'll post on your Instagram story, oh my God, Dee Murthy sent me here. The best hookup ever. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. I got a 20-minute lecture on why I shouldn't use my phone and a massive discount.
And Benjy,
the Smith Law Corp, and you just promo code is just I got fired.
I got fired.
Yeah,
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, just hit me up.
I actually might have some people for you. All right, everyone. See you back here Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Peace.